Vico understood it, Edward Gibbon understood it, Plato understood it, that civilizations, they rise and they fall. You know, we can say that we are in a necrotic cycle. And there is nothing wrong with that. Nature has its cycles, like the winter cycle, and all the way up to fractal you have the same concept of this anaerobic and catabolic cycles, the construction and the deconstructive. All that needs to happen is an attitudinal change today in which people get with this deconstructive model and allow your children to explore it and understand it, because they are picking up on it like antenna more than the average person who's in lockdown, see, in this mediocrity of their life. Change is going to happen whether you like it or not. One has to realize that if you go with the deconstructive cycle, then out of that comes the most, finest things. When you really realize its beauty, when you see its beauty for what it is, then you realize it's nothing to be fearful about at all. All that it's doing is it's ending your lie, it's ending your illusion. It's taking away from you that which you don't need. So let it go, attach to nothing and let it go. But then you're going to have the conservative mindset on the other side who can't do that. And so those are the people who are in trouble. Those are the people who are in trouble. And my message to the children of truth, the servants of truth, the ones who are getting a handle on this, can work this into their lives, please, please, please do not for 1 second imagine that it's your job to become the scaffolding for those who are falling. You can interpret this in whatever way you feel like. But you question whether or not it is your job to be reinforcing, propping up, assisting, helping, caring for, or whatever term you want to use, those people who are just, let's say, are not going to continue, and who it's okay that they're not going to continue. You ask yourself that question because you're going to need to know the answer, because it's going to happen. This is a drama in which the protagonist and antagonist is a relationship. So the individual is going to have to look into this whole question of dependency. Who are you dependent on? Who are you making dependent on you? Who's asking you to become dependent on them? Who lacks the independence? And what happens if you pull away your energy from those people? If they fall, can you let them fall? Or are you going to spend your life, propping up other people who haven't not got their own stability? Is that divinely correct to do that? Is it really in the intention of the true spirit to do that? Maybe it's more spiritual to let people like that fall, because then at least it's a natural thing. Out of that fall, they may grow. They may end up, really passing the tests. Whereas if you're constantly propping them up, you may be violating fate. You may be going against the natural flow of things. But I really encourage people also to not be too speculative about, oh yeah, what's going to happen in the age of Aquarius, Well, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You're not going to be around anyway to work it out. So worry about right now the world and the life that you're in, and avoid all these other escapes of what might be tomorrow, and exactly what the clothes they'll be wearing in the Aquarian age, and what the hairstyles will be like, and will God really come down to earth in a big chariot, and all of this stuff that preoccupies so many people. That's all pipe dreaming. Anything could happen. Let your imagination roam free, but really bend your practical interests in what is happening now. You're living in an age in which you're meant to be an observer of it. You're meant to be like a sort of a super journalist. It's like that movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still, where the guy comes down, Each individual living today can adopt that kind of understanding. You're here witnessing something incredible. And you should laugh, and you should cry, and you should weep, and you should mourn, and you should be exalted. You should see all of it. But also keep a certain healthy sense of detachment from it all. Never forgetting that you have your particular priority and your sovereignty, and then there's the actions of other people in the world. They're two separate things.